Okay. We here. We live. Yeah, literally stop my day. Yeah, literally stop my day for this. So we got to deal with it. Yeah, stop my day for this. So we got to discuss it. Hotep, Netchers. Hotep, Netchers. Y'all Netchers wink. We did 4 hours yesterday. 4 hours. And the main response I got was, but we didn't discuss Whoopi Goldberg. So here we are back to discuss Whoopi Goldberg. I told y'all this. Listen, I told y'all this years ago already, guys. Remember, I said this years ago. I was the first person. Remember, we got the purple phase. I told y'all this. I said, yo, if y'all don't want to rock out with me, bro, clearly Whoopi is a factor because everybody is discussing this conversation. This Ozempic thing is going crazy. The Ozempic thing is going crazy. And we did 4 hours yesterday. And that's the main response. 4 hours we went in. And the main response is, but we didn't get to discuss Ozempic, RFK, Whoopi Goldberg. Right? And I'm like, yo, I told y'all already. I said, if y'all don't support Dr. EnQi, let me make sure my mic is right. Maybe my audio is, oh, yeah, I knew it was up on my audio. I said, if we don't support Dr. EnQi, we're going to wind up paying $1 billion for this same for these same compounds, and they're going to turn it into a chemical. I told y'all, I said, yo, they're going to turn this, they're going to take this research. Let me just go. Let me show y'all. I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible. Let me try to make this as quick as possible. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Let me go to remember, everybody said they thought I was making up stuff. Remember that? They said, EnQi, how you talking about you got the boy, oh boy. I told y'all this so early. I said, bro, we regrowing beta cells. I told y'all this. Here we go. Remember, we went through this. Yo, it's so crazy.
Diabetes is an enormous problem globally and in the United States. 420 million people in the world have diabetes. Approximately a third of the U.S. population has or is at risk for developing diabetes. The chronic complications involve almost every organ. It's the leading cause of blindness in the United States. It's the leading cause of kidney failure. It's the major contributor to heart disease. And if you add all of these things together, diabetes, either directly or indirectly, is probably the second or third most important cause of death in the United States. We need to make advances in the treatment of diabetes.
This one.
Insulin is the product of normal beta cells. If you had normal beta cells, you'd never need to take insulin or drugs that made you secrete more insulin. So we're trying to simply regrow beta cells in people who have type 1 or type 2 diabetes. 2 or 3 years ago, we identified harmine as a new class of drugs that could make beta cells regenerate at low levels. In this study, we identified a second class of drugs called TGF-beta superfamily inhibitors that's able to induce human beta cells to replicate at rapid rates when given in combination with harmine. And in terms of the actual rates of replication, adult human beta cells replicate at a rate of about 0.2% per day. That's pretty much the same as nothing. With harmine, we were able to get that up to about 2% per day. And now with a combination of harmine plus TGF-beta superfamily inhibitors, we can get that rate up to around 5 to 8% per day. And in some of the pancreatic beta cell preparations we got, it was as high as 15 or 18%. The importance of the study is that it applies to everybody with diabetes, all 30 million people in the United States, whether it's type 1 or type 2, and all 420 million people in the world. 2.5 years ago, we had this many drugs that could make human beta cells regenerate. Now we have actually about 5 or 6 different combinations of drugs that can make human beta cells regenerate at rapid rates. So just in 3 years, we've gone from 0 to 5 to 8%. I would say that over the next few years, this will be translatable to human beings.
Remember that. Remember, matter of fact, I maybe we had to go over it some more. Maybe we had to go over it some more. Right? Remember, this is, I want to say, right before everything happened, we started the conversation, right? We started the conversation right before the pandemic, and the pandemic drowned it out. And then during the pandemic, we came back with the conversation again, right? During the pandemic, we came back with the conversation again. And I told everybody then, I said, y'all just not respecting me because it's me. Y'all don't realize how big of a groundbreaking discovery we got here. Y'all don't realize how much of a groundbreaking discovery we got. Just because it's me. Y'all too familiar with me. Respectfully. Harming It's because it's me. Y'all too familiar with me. Harmine. I found that research, and I spent months finding plant-based harmine. Not only did I find plant-based harmine, right? Because the plant-based harmine has to be combined with something called GLP-1 agonist. GLP-1 agonist. Not only did we put together the purple phase, right? I told y'all, I said, yo, listen, if you don't get this from me, I'm the only one with this. You're going to wind up paying $1 billion for this. And right now, they talking about it's $1 trillion. Hey, I swear everything I love. I thought I was exaggerating saying it's going to be $1 billion. Right now, they're talking about $1 trillion. Look at this. This not for play. I really want y'all to take this serious. I know I'm laughing and stuff, and I apologize. I apologize for laughing because it's not funny. Come on. What are y'all bombard? Yo, they are so aggressive with these commercials now. This is crazy. What is this? All right. Blood clot, boy.
The most Ozempic, which costs $1,500. Imagine what will happen when Medicare starts paying for Ozempic, which costs $1,500 a month, and it's being recommended for children as young as 6.
Whoa.
All for a condition, obesity, that is completely preventable and barely even existed 100 years ago.
Listen, this is what Ozempic is. The same thing we got the herbs. And when I told y'all this, listen, I said, the people that, because I guess people assume that I could not, I could not come up with the research or the information myself. I'm just a guy struggling to take care of his children with gold teeth. What do I know, right? So I was maximally transparent. I showed everybody the research, just like I just showed it to y'all again. I said, no, I didn't come up with this. This is Mount Sinai, the best doctors, the best researchers in the world. They discovered this research. I said, the only difference between me and them is they're going to take this information and turn this into a drug. And when they turn it into a drug, it's a wrap. They're going to get everybody hooked. They're going to sell us it's going to be $1 billion. And people thought that I was capping. People thought that I was exaggerating. People thought that I was just saying whatever to sell herbs. I'm the last person to think about like that. I would do a 4-hour, 5-hour, 12-hour live stream and forget to even mention I got herbs. 90% of my videos, I don't even say the website. I told everybody, I said, no, this is serious. This is a serious, groundbreaking discovery. We even had the mayor and them up in New York. Remember, I went up there to break this information down. What do y'all think I was talking about to them people? What do y'all think I was talking about when they cut the ribbon for me? This is what I was talking about. Melanin versus diabetes, the movement. This is what I was talking about. Plant-based compounds that regrows the pancreas. How do you think these people are losing weight now? But this is not, it's not what you think it is. Everybody's thinking it's a miracle drug because Fat Joe is running around promoting it. All these big fat people, respectfully, are running around promoting it, but you don't really see John Q. Public benefiting like that. What you see is rich people. Fat Joe's a millionaire. Whoopi Goldberg's a millionaire. You see millionaires talking about it because it's $1 zillion. I'm telling you, this is the next level from heroin addiction. Y'all saw what happened with when they start prescribing them opioid drugs, and they said it's okay. No, it's cool. It's non-addictive. Don't worry about this. It's not habit forming. Everybody, go ahead, do your thing. No side effects. And what happened? A massive opioid epidemic. A massive opioid epidemic. Look at this thing here. I told y'all this. My goodness.
Imagine what happened when Medicare starts paying for Ozempic, which costs $1,500 a month, and it's being recommended for children as young as 6.
Whoa.
All for a condition, obesity, that is completely preventable and barely even existed 100 years ago. And 74% of Americans are obese. The cost, if all of them took their Ozempic prescription, is $3 trillion a year. This is a drug that is made by Novo Nordisk. This is a prescription is $3 trillion a year. Prescription is $3 trillion a year. Prescription is $3 trillion a year.
I said, come to see Dr. EnQi. I said, let's get these push-ups. We got the herbs. I said, let's get these push-ups in. We got the herbs, right? This is a needle. They giving this to, they want to give this to kids. They want to start giving this to kids.
This is a drug that is made by Novo Nordisk, the biggest company in Europe. It's a Danish company, and the Danish government does not recommend it. It recommends change in diet to treat obesity and exercise. And in our country, the recommendation now is for Ozempic to children at age 6. Novo Nordisk, the biggest company in Europe, and virtually its entire value is based upon its projections of what it's going to sell, of the Ozempic it's going to sell to America. And we have the food lobbyists have a bill in front of Congress today that is backed by the White House, backed by Vice President Harris and President Biden, to allow this to happen. This $3 trillion cost that is going to bankrupt our country. For a fraction of that amount, we could buy organic food for every American family, 3 meals a day, and eliminate diabetes altogether. We're going to bring healthy food back to school lunches.
Welcome back. There could be a White House drug war brewing over anti-obesity meds like Ozempic. Health Secretary nominee RFK Jr. has railed against them, claiming America's addicted to drugs and weight loss should come from diet and exercise.
Yeah, well, should.
But Elon Musk, nominee for the just made up Department of Government Efficiency and the actual real VP, wants to expand, yeah, you heard me, wants to expand access, saying nothing would do more to improve the health, lifespan, and quality of life for Americans than making the drugs affordable for everyone. Now, most Americans agree with Elon Musk, But, the question is, who's the boss going to side with? But I just want to throw this out because the medical cost of adult obesity-related disease in the U.S. range from $147 billion to nearly $210 billion per year.
Yeah.
So what is the downside of a miracle drug that cuts that much out of the budget? And if someone's doctor examines that, prescribes a medication, shouldn't that be the only metric of healthcare coverage? Why should a numbers cruncher with no medical background have any say in? I don't understand why you want to be in my business.
Yeah, the part that is the most.
See, this is the problem, bro. This is the problem because I think if you polled most parents, you would say, okay, would you rather your kid develop habits of eating right and exercise at an early age so they carry that with them their whole life or rely on a drug? I
don't know these guys, but what he's saying is exactly spot on. This is the new slickness. That's the only thing I could say. There's the new phase of slickness, right? So it's a very I see we're going to have a lot of conversations about this. We're going to have to discuss this. This is crazy. It's a very slick way to get this thing to pop off, right? The Danish people in their country, they're not selling this to their country. They made this, but they're not using it. They like, we're just using this drug to create wealth for our country, for our children. We're going to create wealth for our children by selling this drug to another. So here's what I want y'all to understand, and bear with me, right? Because I'm managing the children. They're doing a lot, and this not like it's not the weekend yet. This is, but I thought this was important, and obviously people thought it was important because I got a bunch of hits to do this reaction, right? So you got to understand that a drug, right? Or let's just say a solution. A solution is not always what you think. And please make sure, if you have not watched the kitchen chemistry video, please watch the kitchen chemistry video, right? Please do yourself a favor, do me a favor, go watch that video. It's almost like that video set the stage for this video, or these series of video, these talks that we having now about this drug, this Ozempic. A solution is not always what you think, right? So the Danish people, they don't have the health issues that America has. I want y'all to understand this. Listen, this is the most important thing. They have an economic issue. They have an economic issue. They have a trade issue. They have an international trade issue. They have an economic issue. They didn't have necessarily an international resource. They didn't have a $1 trillion resource that they could export, right? They are all right over there. They all right. They're not starving, right? They're not eating soup and bread. But they didn't have a resource to jump on the world stage and become an international player in the world economics. That is a problem for their country. I want y'all to understand this. A few minutes. Give me a few minutes. So what they needed was a solution to be able to jump on the world stage and get into the economics game. That's what they needed. So this drug or these drugs is a cure for their economic problems. They're going to exchange that because America has an obesity issue. So they're going to send that to America, and create a whole country of drug addicts. Because this drug does not fix your health. This drug is only for visual purposes. It's only for visual purposes. You taking the drug, it's the same thing like a diabetes shot. You taking the Ozempic shot. So it's a needle. You're taking another needle. You're switching needle for needle. And now you're going to be effectively not, you see that, and this is where it gets crazy, because you're not addicted, because it's not like it's getting you high or something. But technically, you hooked on this because you got to keep taking it if you want to maintain the weight loss and maintain the look. Maintain the health status, but it's not really a health status. It's not really like you really healthy, because you really, it's the drug that's regulating your system. So what's going to happen is what's already happening. People are not changing their dietary habits. They're getting worse. They're just eating, they're just taking the drug. Fat Joe just did a video where he was talking about eating. Fat Joe did a video with Shannon Sharp where he was talking about. Hold on, let me come back to this. I'll come right back to this. Okay, hold on. So Fat Joe did a video with Shannon Sharp, and we reacted to that video. We did a reaction to that video. Fat Joe was talking about how the drug allowed him to lose so much weight and blah, blah, blah. He's no longer Fat Joe. He's Skinny Joe. He did it with Shannon Sharp. Fast forward, he just released the album, right? He's on the Breakfast Club. And on the Breakfast Club, he's talking about eating $100 lunches of triple chicken Big Macs or something. He said some type of new foolishness. I don't even know what these foods. I got to get back into the game because I'm so far removed. I didn't even know there was a triple chicken Big Mac or chicken cheeseburger thing or whatever that is that people is you know, they're killing themselves with now. But what I'm saying is the two videos are separate, but the two videos is a sign of the times, right? Because Fat Joe started taking this drug, so now he feels comfortable based on he's taking this drug, because now he don't have to worry about his obesity and his diabetes and high blood pressure and all that. He's taking the drug. So now he's back to eating, you know, $100 worth of McDonald's. $100 worth of McDonald's? $100 worth of McDonald's? Yo, the blood clot this.
Pretty sure most parents would say option A. So I just don't see how that at all is controversial. I really don't.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, hey,
Like-
personal experience, personal story. Like, I was having like a little anxiety like episodes, and I remember I would go to the doctor and they were like trying to prescribe me with anxiety medicine, and my mom was like, "No, I wouldn't recommend that because I mean, some of your family members have been on anxiety medicine for a long time." I'm like, "Wow, okay." Then I start looking up alternatives that I can do at home. And it was like exercise and eat right. Start doing that, the anxiety start going down. So I'm like, okay, yeah, these people are idiots, man. I mean, it's so many home remedies that you can do.
Look, diet, exercise,
It can cure a lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff.
The Ozempic stuff is pretty crazy. I didn't even know that many people were doing that shit. But damn. So it just makes you lose weight.
Yeah,
It's like
Just keep making you shit.
Pop a pill and
It's
it
like
just-
it's like a
Lose weight.
it's not a pill. Is it a pill?
I don't know.
It's a pill. It just make you boo boo.
a pill.
Yeah, it That just was a makes
shot.
Nah,
It's a
I don't think
pill.
It's a shot. Yeah.
It
It's
make-
like a regular thing.
It's like a birth control type of
I
thing.
thought
Yeah,
it
it
was
might
a
be
shot.
actually a shot. Might be
It's a
shot.
pill.
It's a shot.
You gotta do a shot every day.
That would be insane. That's like steroids. That's
I
like
thought
saying,
it was a pill, bro.
That's basically that. That is exactly that.
Oh, you don't
No,
want your kid
it's a
to be
shot. You stab yourself with it.
Dang,
It's like
That's even worse.
Oh, you want your kid to be a starting varsity O-lineman? Give him some roids. Don't give him diet and exercise. Give him some roids. That makes people swallow all the time.
Yeah, prescribe some medication. Shouldn't that be the only metric of healthcare coverage? Why?
No.
Why should a numbers cruncher with no medical background have any say? And I don't understand why you want to be in my business.
Yeah, the part that is the most. I agree with Elon Musk on this and all that you're saying, but the real problem here is that it only costs about $5 to make these medicines, the semaglutides, Ozempic, and they charge people over $1,000 a
They're
month.
getting a bag.
So
See, that is
even
an
though
issue.
this is the pharmaceutical issue that kills me, is that $5 accounts for a very slim profit. So
I told y'all. They selling this joint for $1,000 a whop. Yo, y'all think herbs is expensive? Y'all are out of your mind. Listen, they getting $1,000 a whop. They want that bread. And people paying for it, and they trying to pass laws. Listen, this is why I said we have to begin discussing our health as a political initiative. We have to begin to look at our health as civics, as civil rights. Y'all thought I was playing. Y'all thought I was capping. This is the same thing, and I have to take this moment to remind people, because there's people that watch me that really still, like, I still have people that's having, like, text me like, yeah, but I don't care about the pipeline, the prison system, or what they did with the pandemic, with the shot. You know, we still should have got Kamala. I just don't understand how people can say that. You can't wipe your memory clean. There's a reason why the country is in inflation. The reason why the country is in inflation is because how Biden and Kamala handled everybody's finances during the pandemic. Just facts. And they were going to push through trillions of dollars for Ozempic. And listen, I'm gonna tell you this. The way I'm passionate about health, if it was really something that would change health, I would say, you know what? Let's bite the bullet and just pay for it. This is just not that. This is just not that. This is not that. This is crazy on multiple levels. This is a nationwide, going to be a global insanity. Eat as much as you want, like go crazy. Eat what you want, when you want, how you want, and take drugs. And start giving it to kids as early as 6. People don't benefit from that. Well, I can't say people don't benefit. That would be a lie. People would definitely benefit, right? Immensely, but not their health. People would benefit that are owners of the pharmaceutical company. People would benefit that are making the money, right? People would benefit that are now working in food businesses and food companies that would be able to sell, just way more stuff to people. Like Fat Joe. Fat Joe was big. His name is Fat Joe. Fat Joe has always been fat. Fat Joe had to start exercising. He had to start working out. He got him a trainer. He got him a dietitian. He was on diabetes drugs. He was taking his insulin. And he was doing well. He was doing well. They came with that. He started taking the Ozempic. Then he stopped doing all the exercising and the dieting. He also stopped needing to take diabetes drugs. So in his mind, he's cured of his obesity and diabetes. He's cured in his mind. So now he's spending $100 on McDonald's burgers and all that. He's back to that. And nobody is realizing what is the fallout. Nobody's realizing what's happening. You cannot stop taking that drug. You on that. Not only that, you're burning your your digestive system. You're burning your digestive system. Because where your digestive system should be 1,500 to 2,500 calories, it's no limit. Go crazy. So people are going to be accustomed to eating like football players, but they're going to be accustomed to eating like athletes and looking like models, but it's going to be on the drug. This is a very dangerous time period we in. Y'all think I be playing, but I'm saying we need God right now. We need, This is dangerous, folks.
There's a business model here. Mm-hmm. Somewhere between $5 and $1,000. Can we not make this affordable for everyone while also allowing it to be a business? They need to allow generic versions and they need to allow competition.
We already have that. Dr. EnQi already has that. We don't need to see if Elon can do it. Dr. EnQi has already done it. It's called Purple Phase. It's called Purple Phase. It's already on the website. I already did it. We don't need to see if Elon can do it. The guy struggling with his little babies with the gold teeth from the Bronx, he already did it.
Can do it. They have too much money. This is why people are so pissed about healthcare.
This isn't just about food.
No, it's not.
This is sometimes people are born genetically larger.
I didn't mean to
I know you didn't.
Genetically
but
larger.
I want to say this to
RFK.
That's his name. Because you're setting folks up for shame.
You should be shamed.
That's what you're trying.
I've been said that.
Maybe you don't know you're doing. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say you don't know. You don't realize what you do to people when you say stuff like that, because it doesn't work for everybody. And I'm going to show you, sir, because I weighed close to 300.
Damn!
Less than 2 years ago. And without the Pajaro,
was here.
this would not have happened.
She said she was on Ozempic.
Take it off.
Oh, she was on Ozempic?
RFK?
She just said
That's his
that.
name.
Sonny probably was too.
Because you're setting folks up for shame.
She didn't want to
That's
exercise.
what you're trying. Maybe you don't know you're doing. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say you don't know. You don't realize what you do to people when you say stuff like that, because it doesn't work for everybody. And I'm going to show
It doesn't
you,
work for
sir.
everybody. It
because
doesn't work for everybody.
I weighed
Yes, it
close
does.
to 300
Damn.
less than 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And without the Mounjaro, this would not have happened.
Biggie
There you
Smalls.
go.
They all look like a marshmallow.
Big X the plug.
And there you go.
Y'all
And I
smalls.
try to tell
She
everybody,
really was
listen, this
such a
worked for me.
detail.
This may work for y'all. You cannot take it out of people's hands if it can help. Because if we can keep people healthy, if we can get rid of diabetes, if we can get rid of all.
That's the trick. That's the trick right there. If we could keep people healthy. So this is what I'm telling y'all. This is a massive masquerade. This is a massive masquerade. People, if we could keep people healthy. So like Fat Joe is a great example of this. He went, do I got that clip somewhere? Hold on, do I have that? Do I have that clip? Maybe I have that clip. Do I have that? Maybe we need to see if I got that somewhere. I think I might have that. Do I have that on my page somewhere? But we could just pull that up.
You ain't really fat no more, Joe. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? You got the name Fat Joe because obviously you probably was a chubby kid. Big. You ain't really fat no more, Joe. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to live, man. It's a cold world. And so I'm trying to live. I taught myself how to eat better. I used to exercise more than I do now. You know, because I was like 480 pounds. What? 480, bro. Big boy. And Big Pun was 600. Joe, but I can see if you. Well, I look smaller because I'm next to Big Pun. Yeah, but I'm saying, though, Joe, if you were 6'4", you know, the Big Mac looks smaller next to the double Whopper. You know what I'm saying? The Big Mac looks smaller next to the double Whopper. But Joe, I can see if you like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". But 480 on somebody your frame, Joe. Shannon, let me tell you something. We used to go to the all-you-can-eat. And we almost went to jail at an all-you-can-eat. We ate too much at an all-you-can-eat. I swear to God. This is a fact. They brought the cops in. Homeboy came with the boots up to here, looked like Gomer Pyle. Was like, yo. I said, yo, what's the matter? He was like, come on, bro. You ate all the crab, all the shit. Like, you got to stop. I said, yo, you know what? You right, because we go in there and kill them. And I don't get high, so all my guys are high. Right. So they got the munchies. They destroying the sizzler. It's over for what the shit they cut? Golden Corral. Golden Corral. It's over. Like over. We killing that shit. Now I eat defensively. Now I stay away from the carbs, the bread, the pasta, the thing. Like everything I eat is defensive. I eat defensively. You know, trying to stick around. You wore a Halloween costume where you had Ozempic. It's Ozempic. Yeah. I'm on Ozempic. I'm diabetic, so I take. Well, that way you have a reason. You didn't do it just to lose weight. You did it to maintain a healthy life. Yeah, insulin. That's medicine. It's actually a medicine, Shan. Yes, I know what it is. You know, everybody else took it to lose weight. It's a medicine. Yeah. You know, to regulate my blood sugar. Yeah. So I take it for that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I was definitely Ozempic for Halloween. I'm proud Ozempian. Yeah. I was like this. You see me? I even had the needle on the top. Like, yo. How long have you been a diabetic, Joe? The needle on the top, like, yo. Yeah. I was like this. You see me? I even had the needle on the top, like, yo. How long you been? A proud Ozempian. Yeah. I was like this. You see me? I even had the needle on the top, like, yo. How long you been a diabetic, Joe? My whole life, since I've been like 13. Really? Yeah, I was a diabetic since I was like 13. When did you decide to, you know what, man? I might not make it to 20, I might not make it to 25, I might not make it to 30. I gotta get my life. But the problem was that in the hood, They never even told me that if you lose weight, the diabetes could go away. So at one point, after Pun died, I was working out 2 to 3 times. I was doing 2 a days, 3 a days. Insane working out. Shout out my man, the Mind Muscle Connection. And so we working, picking up the tires, all the shit you doing, the crazy shit, this, that. And then one day I walked into the hospital and I went to see my doctor. He was like, yo, you ain't got to take insulin no more. I said, what? He was like, nah, you ain't got diabetes no more. You good to go. You good to go. I walked out of there so strange. I've been using insulin so long that when I walked out of there, I was like, yo, I got to take my insulin. And he was like, nah, bro. You've been working out. You've been eating right. You've been doing the right thing. You ain't got to take that no more. And then eventually, maybe like 10 years later, he was like, all right, now you got to take a little Ozempic. You know, you ain't working out 2-3 times a day. So you got to, you know, regulate your sugars.
Man, the gods have blessed us. We must act now. We must act now to save us, to save our souls.
Listen, Shannon Sharp. Lauren, you crazy. Listen, Shannon Sharp is he's a health maniac. So remember, he's got a platform. So he don't, he asks the questions and he just sit back and let you answer how you answer how you answer. It's Fat Joe's story, but you got to understand how this is really impacting the community at large. This is a serious thing. This is going crazy.
All of the things What's wrong with trying to do that?
Nothing.
You're wrong on this.
Also, the side effects are not horrible. But what is Kimberly Guilfoyle?
Side effects are pretty bad.
Yeah, you're but she was literally the size of Warren Sapp plugging holes.
She was fat.
Whoa.
She was huge, bro.
She needed a cane.
You want to know something?
Where'd she get this big?
This should tell you that how women's weight and men's weight hold their body holds it differently. She said she wasn't 300 pounds here.
She said she was.
She said she was close to it.
I thought she said I was 300.
She said I was close to it. So she probably like 280 right here. Imagine.
Oh, she just didn't want to say she was 300. She was 300.
She was fat as hell.
She looks like a D tackle.
See, you want to know why she didn't want to exercise, y'all? Because it was probably too hard for her. Nothing worth having comes easy. You want a hot body, you got to work for it. You want to have a lot of money, you got to work for it. You want a nice car, you got to pay for it.
She said diet and exercise does not work for everybody.
I want to say this. These guys, the Carter brothers or the Carter family, they're relatively ignorant as well. So this is the problem. This video captures everything. This is what, listen. Hopefully God can help us. Hopefully God can help us. Because listen, this video shows both levels of ignorance. This is the young people, right? This is the young people that believe that it's just simply about eating less and exercising more. And then you have the obese people. Or I shouldn't even say young, because it's not really about young. This is the uninformed, safe people, because I can't even say healthy, right? I'm going to say fit. This is a part of the fit people that are ignorant of how the body works, right? How genetics and hormones works on one side. So they're saying, oh, yes, it's 100% just diet and then food, and just diet and food. And I mean, diet and exercise. Then on the flip side, You have the chemically addicted, the food addicted, turned inside out, upside down people that are unhealthy in a dangerous way. Because a lot of us are unhealthy, but we're straddling, we're in the middle road. We're unhealthy, but we're not 350 pounds walking with a cane yet. Our heart hasn't stopped yet, right? The cancer hasn't metastasized yet. You know, we don't realize what that pain in our stomach is yet. Your kidneys haven't went from stage 1 to stage 5 yet. Right now, there's people probably watching this video who has kidney disease that's in stage 1 or stage 2. So they don't know they have kidney disease yet. Like, nobody really knows what they're talking about on the internet. So you got the people saying, yeah, give me the drugs, give me the drugs, give me the drugs. Then you got the people on the other side saying, no, all you need to do is just exercise and diet. It is not that simple. And yes, it can be that simple with information. With information, it can just be exercise and diet. But when you say exercise and diet, people, you're saying that you're making general statements, and it's not just any type of exercise. It's not just getting into the gym and pressing iron. Like, that's not what it's about, right? Neither is it about just calories. It's like we went through that kitchen chemistry video, 4 hours talking about specific foods, how they can change, like broccoli sprouts. People don't know that broccoli sprouts turns on cancer-killing genes. People don't know this stuff. Look, this same drugs, the Ozempic, the Mounjaro, they come from plants. Think about this. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. You're like, oh yeah, we got to try to get the price down. Why not just eat the plants? Metformin comes from a plant. Metformin is a plant extract. Ozempic, Mounjaro, these are all plant extracts. We could just eat the right stuff. It's not, oh, diet. Ooh, so people are thinking, oh, well, I'm eating, I'm eating 3,000 calories a day. Maybe I need to eat 2,000 calories a day. No, you can eat 4,000 calories a day of the right calories.
Everybody. That is literally false.
My dad
it actually does work for everybody.
My dad is literally a dietitian, and he will tell you the greatest thing to do for any fitness, health related result, diet and exercise. Boom. My dad really just went and got his blood tested. They said he got high levels of stress. So you know what he stopped doing? He stopped eating meat and he stopped stressing himself out. Wow.
But look, though, RFK had a good point, though, because, I mean, like, these drugs that we be taking, man, it hasn't been here that long. 100 years. I mean, civilization been going for a long, long time.
Would you like to hear the side effects?
So, come on now.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. Diarrhea.
You know those commercials that be like,
dehydration.
Could include nausea, abdominal pain, constipation, diarrhea, hypoglycemia, gallbladder disease, dizziness, fatigue, allergic reaction, blurred vision, flatulence, words I don't know, bunch of bad stuff, decreased urination, difficulty swallowing, eye health. Damn.
She said, without Ozempic, I wouldn't be skinny. Yeah, well, you're part of the problem, fat ass. Just go to the gym. Planet Fitness is what? $10 a month, $15 a month? I'm pretty sure everybody can afford that. If you can't afford that, guess what's free? Guess what's free? Go outside, get to walk.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we got some people that might be overweight.
Hey. We're not trying to shame you.
I've been pretty adamant on my stance on this shit.
All we're saying is just, just go outside and just get some stuff.
We're not trying to shame you.
Like, I mean, go in the backyard.
I'm telling you.
What day we going to have that?
Both sides of the argument, totally ignorant. Both sides of the argument, totally ignorant. Wild netchers. Wild netchers is out here. Listen. I'm getting ready to start blaming y'all. I'm getting ready to start blaming y'all that's watching Dr. EnQi. Y'all buying these books. I gotta blame y'all. Y'all watching Dr. EnQi, buying these books. Y'all are not doing enough teaching. Y'all are not doing enough teaching. Y'all have to go out and teach these people. You got to get these books and go teach these people. Listen. Melanin versus Diabetes. Book 1. Y'all have to. Y'all have to get this book and go out and teach these people. This book is very small. This book is very small, very thin. And I want to say very inexpensive. I want to say very inexpensive. It's a lot of information in the book, though. So maybe we need to go over it. Like, yeah, we may need to go over. But yeah, I mean, this is very, look at this. Look at the size of this book. Come on, family. Come on, family. This is a very thin book. Like, that's the purpose of making such a small book. Right? People still shopping for Christmas gifts. Yup, $10. What we doing? Look at this here. Whoop. Listen, this is a very thin book. Melanin versus Diabetes research is in itself a summary of the contents in the book, as well as the series primarily driven by the statistical anomalies regarding type 2 diabetes in African Americans. In this book, we discuss the major discoveries that explain these mysterious until now relationships. Insulin is a prime example. We discovered that insulin isn't even the hormone we should be focused on, but melanin concentrating hormone is the difference maker. There is a reason diets, medicine, and exercise have fallen short of expectations, which we theorize is widespread ignorance of how our bodies work. Everything in this book and subsequent series is backed by cutting-edge scientific research. But due to the division amongst the healing professions, John Q. Public suffers. Our stance is a more unified theory regarding health, with the heart at the center of mental and physical health as well as fitness. We ask the tough questions and stand on tough answers, even when facts come from the strangest, less taken paths. We favor a Cam's razor. For years, many have wondered why darker skin tone is related to higher levels of testosterone, cholesterol, insulin production, more efficient electron transportation in and out of mitochondria, more fast twitch muscles, smaller lungs, and denser bone. We provide the answers based on science that are meaningful in your day-to-day life. These biological abnormalities explain many until now unexplained phenomena that have been decimating communities worldwide with far-reaching implications. Family, this is a very, very small, thin book. You can get through this book, and not only can you get through this book, you should have already read this book 100 times already. I know people are attracted to the conversations about Kemet and the Bible, but remember, we're only having those conversations because that's where the discoveries started. That's where the discovery started for me. So that's why we're having those conversations. We're not randomly having those conversations because I want to convert people into religious zealots. That's not why we're having those conversations. We're having those conversations because that's where the information came from, right? The story about Osiris is that Osiris has wine for blood, the perfect black with wine. Hello, wine is fermented fruit sugar. That's literally diabetes. The story of Osiris is diabetes. For 4,000 or 5,000 years, nobody knew. Nobody picked up on that. I'm the first person to pick up on that. That's what's in these books. That right there should have got me on TV. I should be on The View discussing how I discovered the story of Osiris is about diabetes. I need y'all to do this work. That's how we get into the conversation in the Bible, into Kemet. That's how I get into these arguments. Because I'm saying we have all these Egyptologists, Kemetic scholars, and all these people supposedly studying this information, but we got millions of people dying every day. 3,000 people going blind every day. So when they're studying these ancient manuscripts and all this crazy talk, and Billy Crystal running around talking about he almost died, and Thoth came to tell him that, like, I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Osiris is about blood sugar. His blood was wine. Wine is fermented fruit sugar. That means Osiris had high blood sugar. Hello. Wake up. That's what I'm trying. That's the message. That's why the message is to save your heart. Diabetes destroys the heart. Hello. I just need people to get the message. We almost 100 books in on Amazon. I got to keep saying on Amazon because I done wrote about 50 books before we start putting books on Amazon. We had 70-something books on Amazon, and people are still missing the message. They're still missing how this whole journey started. Osiris is known as the perfect black. We start there, the perfect black. His blood is wine, fermented fruit sugar. I need y'all to catch on to that. That means the story of Osiris is about diabetes. How did Osiris die? He died in a chest. He died in a chest after a big feast. I need this to click in. Yeah. And what did they do? They had to chop his body up. Hello. Osiris died in the chest, big feast. What did they do to Osiris? They chopped his body up. What are diabetics getting? They're getting their body chopped up. Deion Sanders just got his foot chopped up. People, what do y'all think is going on? I'm like, yo, why am I the first? I mean, like, God, you didn't put this message. You didn't put this message on me. I just keep my head down and keep typing. I'm like, well, let me keep reiterating. Let me just, if I write this a different way, maybe this way will reach them. If I tell them about the Osiris, maybe it'll click in. Okay, well, maybe it's not clicking in. Let me tell them this. Let me show them this same information's over here in the Bible. Oh, maybe that's not clicking in. Okay, well, maybe they need to see the scientific journals. That's what the story is. That's what the story is. So once we start digging into the story, then we find out, right? Then we find out it's not just mythology, right? Then we find out it's not just mythology. I'm going to tell you the exact page number. Then we find out it's not just mythology, right? You got the book on page 494, right? Not even page 494. This whole section of the book. Starting on page 490, we discussed the mitochondrial differences between races, between ethnic groups, between haplotypes. Black people have specific differences. So yeah, everybody's getting obese. It's affecting everybody. But you at the top of the food chain for death. That's why we lead in every metric. And 4,000 years ago, they told you the story. The perfect black has blood of wine. The perfect black has blood of wine. That's letting you know the darker you are, the more blood sugar you got. Yeah. That's the story. That's the message in the story. That's the message. Why? Because your mitochondria function different and you have a different distribution of muscle fibers. You have type 1, type 2, and type 2B muscle fibers, everybody. The darker you are, the greater your concentration of type 2B muscle fibers. Type 2B muscle fibers are the muscle fibers that use fermentation for energy. Fermentation is the process of turning fruit into wine. I need y'all to get this. Fermentation is the process of turning fruit into wine. This all in this book. Y'all need to get this book. On page... Y'all playing with this information. Why do you think we talk about the algorithm? Right? Why do you think we have an algorithm? Right? Why do you think we have an algorithm? So it's easy for people to remember all this stuff. Right? 1 8-ounce cup of water every 60 minutes with 60 seconds of exercise. Every 60 minutes is a great worship ethic. With the 40, the 120 milligrams per deciliter, and the 6A1C, we add to. Why you think all these numbers we put in the book for you to learn this information? I mean, listen, family, this situation is getting more and more out of hand. It's getting more and more out of hand. And we got the information. Our ancestors left us the information. They couldn't make it more clear. The perfect black, his blood is fermented fruit sugar. The whole process, the whole comedic science is about living. It's not about dying. They tricked you by saying it's the book of the dead. It's not the book of the dead. It's called the coming forth by day. And the word day can be translated to a bunch of different things. That's how that language works. So day can be electricity. Day can be light. So now when you listening to people taking credit for your ancestors' intellectual property, oh, we discovered that light makes vitamin D. We discovered that light makes melatonin. We discovered that infrared light, No. We already got a book that's 4,000, 5,000 years old that said life comes out of light. We already got a book 5,000 years old explaining how these life give life. Listen. I don't know what to say, man. We wilding right now.